Welcome. This video is to explain some of the admin details for Math 134. And you are currently in the online section because you were able to click on this video. And my name is Trevor, and I'll be the instructor for this online section. So let's browse through some of eClass to make sure that we can understand what's going on for our section of the course. Maybe we'll start by clicking on the course outline. So if we click on the course outline, then there's some details here about the textbook and some supports. The course outline itself is right here. So our sections are 800 and 802, and those are the times of the corresponding lectures depending on which of the 800 sections you're in. And if we scroll down through this document, let's just notice that the grade evaluation is slightly different for the online sections. Notice in particular, there's a Piazza participation part of the grade, and that part has been stolen from the 3 in-class quizzes. Other than that, the outline is the same in terms of the weight of our grade. There is a little bit of a difference with the due dates. So there will be pre-class quizzes. All of our pre-class quizzes will be on Thursday. Every Thursday they will be due. And the corresponding quizzes that for the in-class section are Tuesday and Thursday. All the corresponding Tuesdays and Thursdays that are 9:15 have been bumped for our section to a 6 p.m. due date on Thursdays. The stack and written assignments have the exact same due date. And the 3 in-class quizzes, of course, for us, won't be in class. We are online. So they were moved to the corresponding Fridays of week 4, 7, and 10 throughout the course. And you'll have 24 hours to pick a 40-minute window to complete your quiz on these Fridays. So we'll look at that detail throughout this video. So let's go back to where we were before. Okay, so if we scroll down, we see some of the sections. Section A1 and D1, some of the other ones are hidden already. These might get hidden later on. What certainly won't get hidden is 800 and 802, our past and in sections. So this is where I'll be posting all of the details that is specific to our sections. These other ones you might be able to use for reference while they're still open, if they stay open. Now, let's explore what we should look at in the 800 and 802 sections. So if you click on this document right here, there's some contact information for me. So if we open that up, we can see that I have a different kind of plan for questions for our course. If you have any question at all, if something doesn't get answered through the details on eClass or our online forum, any question at all can come to the office hours that are explained here. Now, math questions, I would like to direct most all of those to Piazza. So on Piazza, we'll be discussing many details about the course. And in particular, the math questions are much better suited there because I can answer the question for all of the students rather than an email, which is just one at a time. And hopefully this video itself will resolve many administrative questions, and other administrative questions will just be answered on eClass in a clear and concise manner. What we don't want is to have Piazza, our form for the class, to have all of the administrative details and then they're hard to find for students and maybe there's different answers to questions. We want all the administrative details in one place where it's clear for the students, and it's my job to do that. Okay, so if you have a personal issue, you decide what a personal issue is, just send me an email, or if there is some kind of emergency that comes up through the course, you can send me a text message. Okay, so If you are looking for the office hours, the Zoom link is right here. The number code was also in that instruction contact information. The Zoom link for the lectures is right here. All the lectures will go under this link, whether you're the 9:30 start time or the 6 p.m. start time. Now, each week, we will go through, on Thursday, one of the units. So the course is divided into 13 units, and our session on Thursdays is meant to be a problem-solving session. I'll do some maybe minor reminders of the theory, but mostly we'll just be going through problems, and we'll have maybe a little question and answer period after we go through the problems. So in order to be prepared to go through those problems, you want to be introduced to some of the theory. So, for example, when we go through Unit 1, which is pre-calculus, we want to have gone through all of the material in Unit 1. And in particular, the videos will be posted in the corresponding times, like the Thursday, September 2nd, and Tuesday, September 7th. So there's corresponding videos in those sections, and you want to go through those videos, and that will prepare you for the units that we'll be doing on our Thursdays. So I've placed all of the dates in all the units all the way to the end of the semester, so all the way up to Unit 13 and the corresponding date that we'll be going through those materials. So this one, for example, we'll be going through on September 9th, and the corresponding videos, I've linked them here, but you can, of course, just find them nice and easily by just going to the corresponding Unit 2 and clicking on that button right there and that button right there to link you to the corresponding videos. Now, one thing to notice is our class is always on Thursdays, so we'll be kind of in between when the regular class is doing the Thursday and the Tuesday. So we started on a Thursday, so we ended up jumping through Unit 1, the pre-calculus stuff, quickly, which is maybe okay because that's a review. But then once we hit the end of this month, on September 30th, there's a date that gets missed. So after that point, then it will line up with Tuesday, Thursday will be the unit, and then we will have our class corresponding to that Tuesday, Thursday, and review problems for that week. So it's a little bit off-center for the first 4 units, but then it gets nice and centered for units 5 all the way to 13. Okay, so I would like to also discuss Piazza. So if you think about the 6% of the course and how you're going to achieve that 6% of the course, the very first thing you want to do is sign up by clicking on that link. Clicking on the link will send you to an external web page called Piazza. That is our online forum where much of our communication for the course will occur. And make sure you sign up only using your University of Alberta email address. That is how I will link you to your grade. Do not use a secondary email address to linking to Piazza, because that will be very confusing when I try to apply the grades. So the Piazza rubric is given here. There's 3 categories on how I will be assessing your grade. Piazza does keep track of statistics. It keeps track of how many questions you ask and how many questions you answer, and how many thanks you give and how many thanks you receive. And also, I should point out a very important part here. If your questions or answers are endorsed by the instructor, so that's me, that will be worth a bonus point to your total grade. So you can technically achieve more than the 6% that is allotted for this part of the course. So I strongly encourage lots of communication on Piazza and lots of friendly learning back and forth there. So the idea here is not that you have to do something very specific. It's that you're using Piazza to fit your learning style. There's no one way that the Piazza statistics are going to award a perfect score. I'm going to look at each student, and each student may have a different approach to how they're using Piazza to suit their learning. Some of us might read more, and some of us might ask more questions, and some of us might answer more questions, or some of us might just be giving more thanks or endorsements to other students. And all of those activities are perfectly fine, and they contribute to your score. So below I have some sample grade outcomes with the statistics for what I've done with past students, and it can be different every semester. So certainly don't take these sample grade outcomes as an absolute number that you must achieve, but it does give you somewhat of a guideline of what I'm looking for. And category 2 and 3 for the grading, there are some form rules, so make sure you follow those. And there's form etiquette, which I feel is very important to create a positive learning environment. Okay, so those rules are listed here. There's a post for making new things on Piazza, so follow those rules there. And when you're thinking about what to write, follow the content rules. And if you take a look at the etiquette, that will tell you how to be nice and professional when you're on Piazza. If you're looking for a little bit of an extra hint on what to post, you may want to click on the helpful tips. Posting things like a helpful link to your classmates is positive participation towards the course, or constructive feedback is also very much welcome. So if we scroll through to Unit 4, you'll notice that this will be the first unit where we have a quiz. So the quiz will be located right here. It's going to be on Friday, October 1st, and you have all day to choose your favorite time of that day to write the quiz. So we click on the quiz. Notice that the time limit is 40 minutes. So you'll have 40 minutes to write your quiz. The quiz will cover the previous units. So units 1 to 3. The other quizzes throughout the course will be similar. They're non-cumulative quizzes, but you always build on previous units when you do a math course. So everything kind of builds on the next thing. So make sure you're familiar with the rules that are here. When you're taking your quiz, you will end up using SEM. So that's the Smart Exam Monitor system for taking an online course. So you'll have to you'll click on SEM and take your exam by clicking on this link. If you don't click on this link to take your exam, your score won't count. So make sure you are familiar with the Smart Exam Monitor. You can go through the setup right now and see how it works. There's nothing that you really can't click on, but we will kind of talk about this further as we go forward in the course if anything comes up. Okay, so I believe that is everything that I wanted to explain. There are some practice problems here. When you're going through your homework, there is some stack homework, which encompass the pre-class quizzes and the stack homework. So there's a list of commands there. You don't really need to click on a list of all the videos. All the videos are kind of linked as you go through the course in these sections down here. And in terms of the homework, everything is just kind of listed through the units. So weekly homework, according to week 2, is right here. There's written homework and there's stack homework. Not every week will have a written homework. When there's a quiz, there won't be written homework. Most of all the weeks will have the stack homework, and there's going to be 2 pre-class quizzes per unit. So make sure you're keeping up with all of those details. All right, thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to a wonderful course with you.